Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Isaac Greenlee, and I am an IT director at Nelnet, and I am excited to present to you guys today about our project for the UNL Senior Design Project. So again, this is our pitch video for 2023 for our design project. And again, I'm Isaac Greenlee. A little bit about me. I am an IT director, currently focused on IT business development. I work out of our Centennial, Colorado office, and I've been with Nelnet since about 2010. I will be the primary sponsor and stakeholder for the project, but we will look to pull in other people to help along the way. To provide support, and depending on the questions or technical things that come up, we may want to pull in some others. But some people that you might hear from more regularly would include John Villalpando, who's also out of Centennial, Josh Wanger, who's out of our Haymarket office in Lincoln, as well as Brian Ardinger, who leads up our innovation programs, and Chuck Norris, who is also out of the Lincoln Haymarket office. A little bit about Nelnet. You guys might have heard of us or think about us as a loan servicing company, because that's typically what we're most well known for. And so but there's a lot more to Nelnet than just that contract and what we do there. Our chairman, Mike Dunlap, likes to say we're a technology company, idea incubator, startup accelerator, and educational expert. And so with that, we do have a lot of diverse business lines. We do a lot of different things. Probably the next biggest thing outside of the Department of Education contract would be our K through 12 payment technology business and payment plans. So you might have heard of us there. But at the end of the day, we're about 40 years old. We're publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. We have about 25 million customers that we service, 9,000 associates. We primarily operate in the United States, but we do have a few international markets that we have people in as well. So we're a pretty big company. Historically, we go back all the way to 1978, where originally Unipac at the formation, and in 1996, the Nelnet name formally came to reality. We went live with our IPO in 2003. We won that initial Department of Education contract in 2009. And then I would just highlight that the bank, Nelnet Bank, came and we were awarded an industrial charter in 2020 for the bank. So a lot of different things, pretty long history there. From an operation perspective, we do have people throughout the United States. You can see this chart here. There's, majority of the states are colored there because that's where we operate. We're obviously headquartered in Lincoln, Nebraska, right down the street from the school. We have a major technology presence in Denver, and a big office there. And then also with our Great Lakes acquisition in 2018, came a lot of folks out of our Madison office as well. So we are all over the country, but really those are our three main hubs, especially when you talk about from a technology standpoint. We have technologists in primarily those three locations. From a business line perspective across Nelnet, we are made up of kind of four main divisions. On the far left there, Nelnet Business Services. That's really where the K through 12 market is, for the tuition payment plans. You might have heard of FACS, some of those products that are there. That's also where a payment processing business is as well. The next one over there is Nelnet Communication Services. You might have heard of Allo Communications. That is our fiber optic service company. So we basically deliver, gig internet and phone and TV service to homes and businesses, primarily focused in Nebraska, but expanded into Colorado and Arizona, and continue to look to expand that business. The next one over is Nelnet Diversified Services, which is where I reside. That is also where our Department of Education contract is serviced out of. And we have a consumer loan servicing and origination business there. And then really where my focus is around outsourcing and technology services. So again, we do a lot of great things for a lot of great customers, and just looking to continue to expand, those footprints when it comes to call centers or technology modernization services, or back office processing. And then the last pillar there on the right is Nelnet Financial Services. That's where the bank resides, Nelnet Bank, which is, again, an industrial chartered bank based in Utah. And then that's also where a number of our core financial assets reside. Now that from an expansion perspective and diversification, it really is one of our core values to continue to diversify and grow. And so here you can see a number of our major brands that we have in the market today. And basically what we're looking to do as we think about growing is how do we take those brands, how do we take those capabilities and combine them with our people, processes, and technologies to be able to bring something new to the market or to new customer groups that we don't currently serve today. So now I'm going to jump into the project summary and kind of what we're looking to do here with you all. And I'm excited to, hopefully this is an interesting project to you. Really tried to be flexible in a lot of these things. And so definitely open to discussion, generally speaking. But basically we felt like there's, a lot of basic financial calculators that are available in the world, but they lack kind of that interactive nature, and they also lack a lot of true and accurate data. And so our thought here being is that we must be able to create a better solution for people as you're thinking about some of those major life changes, right? What school should I go to, in state or out of state? What major should I major in? What kind of salaries could expect from whatever I choose to major in? Depending on where I choose to live once I graduate, what are the impacts there from a financial perspective? And then also, as you think about it all the way through people's lifetime of all the way into retirement, preparing for that. And so the vision is to really create that holistic platform where people can leverage it throughout the various things that they run into in their life from a financial perspective. And the thought here also is, AI is kind of everywhere, right? There's a lot of conversation, a lot of great ways and new companies that are being formed around AI. And so the thought here being is, to determine how best can you pull in that technology and leverage that, right? Maybe it helps. Maybe you can build some AI workflow around, kind of some Q&A in the process of, hey, if you're thinking about going to school here, have you thought about these other things? Or, you know, back to the actual data aspect, you could pull in a lot of great information from some of the AI engines that are out there. And so again, hopefully this is a very flexible project that allows you guys to be creative, work with some of the new technologies that are out there, and build something where you feel like you really could make an impact and build something useful for people that doesn't exist today. From a milestone perspective, I guess in my mind, and again, we can talk through these things, but the major milestones is kind of, I envision them would be, first kind of starting out with that market research, right? Trying to determine, what is in the market today? What are some of the competitive products? Where do you guys think the gaps are, right? Do you think that there's a unique product that we can create, leveraging AI that would be unique and bring value that's not being realized today? And so basically gathering research and coming up with kind of your vision for what that might look like. The second phase is really kind of documenting that vision and coming up with your solution design. So again, I think there's a lot of flexibility in the solution that you build. I could see it being a mobile app, right, that people download on their phone and they keep with them and they use and they reference it, throughout their years. It could also be kind of a one-time use kind of thing that you might feel like is best utilized via the online, web form, and no login, and you just go and use it and kind of walk away. So really, anything's on the table, I think, depending on what you guys find back to that market research. The next phase would be the proof of concept. So trying to come up with, okay, now that you have, kind of the idea of what you're going to build, you have an idea of the technologies that you want to use and the solution design. Now it's really, okay, let's go build that, right? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Ideally, I think get some customer feedback, right? Be able to share some customer testimonials and some research there around, what do they think of your wireframes and the usefulness of something like this. And then ultimately, hopefully what we work towards is a minimum viable product, right? So building something that is functional, that would allow somebody to come in and do at least some basic, financial planning or scenario-based planning type things through a basic MVP. From a technical requirements perspective, again, hopefully a lot of flexibility here. These are things that kind of within NDS, within Nelnet, that we kind of focus around when we're building solutions. We really are kind of an API first approach. We like microservices and a microservices architecture. We are primarily a .NET environment on the NDS side and Angular. So ideally, if you've got those skill sets, that would probably be ideal. We do have some Java in the environment, among other things. So, depending on what you guys come up with and the solution that you're proposing, we can definitely talk about options there. But as a starting point, that's kind of where we're at. In NDS, we're also focused on Amazon Web Services. We've got things, a number of applications already up in the cloud today with Amazon, and then we also still have a number of on-prem solutions. So if you decide to go down the mobile app path, we do have native iOS and Android applications today internally, and so would probably look for you guys to do something in the native iOS or Android platforms. And so with that, just thank you. I look forward to working with you all and meeting you and seeing where this project goes. Again, hopefully you feel like there's a lot of flexibility in kind of what gets created and what that look and feel is, and can help us identify, the potential of something like this solution. And I'm excited to see where we go. So with that, thank you very much, and we'll talk soon.